people split into two categories. When there is a buffet, and maybe you've noticed this as well, there's type 1 that just takes some food or maybe a coffee and a pastry, and that's it. They just get as much as they need, they enjoy it, and they leave. And there's another type of those who keep piling up as much as they can on their plates, and sometimes they put there so much that they can't even finish that, or they just finish their plate, but they definitely overindulge, overeat, and they feel sick after, and then they blame themselves, and they're thinking like, why did I do this? And they know that they can't trust themselves. As soon as they get into the environment of all you can eat, they're not in control. They're just losing it. And it can be... I've started talking about this because I just came back from Japan, and when I was in the lounge, I definitely was paying attention and observed that. And me myself, I used to be the type 2, so I would definitely overindulge. I would definitely overeat, and I would feel sick after, and I'll be like, why did I do this? That was too much, and I didn't feel in control. And I covered this whole topic before in my program, and something that we definitely can see if we look a bit deeper why this happens. Of course, there's that belief of shortage, of not getting enough, lack, there's not enough, I want to get more. And yeah, it depends on where we come from. And the way I grew up, it was my granny who survived the war times, and it was a sin even to throw the food from our plates. So of course, that feeling, that shortage, that deficit played a huge role. So once we get access to a lot, we start hoarding and trying to get as much as we can. So that might be the reason number 1, and it's quite common. And it's not just about food, right? If you think about COVID times, and when people were fighting over the toilet paper in the supermarkets, remember those times? Says a lot. Of course, there are some other reasons. For example, FOMO, fear of missing out. That, oh my God, I have everything now. I'm not going to get this after. I have to try all of that. Of course, we can see that. It's also something that I've covered before, in my program. But this time when I was reflecting and observing and thinking, I noticed something that is even deeper. Because when I was reflecting on those times when I had an eating disorder and I was not in control, I was eating too much, and when there was a function with all these little snacks, or there's a buffet when you travel, or there's in my example, there's a lounge while you're waiting for the plane, and you'll just overeat, and then on the plane, when they bring you the menu, it's endless snacks coming. I'll just get it all. And by the way, another thing that can be here, also some people experience that, oh, I paid for this, I might as well make the most of it, right? So if I paid for the buffet, I'll just get as much as I can to kind of justify the price or something like this. To some, it also can be, that can be the reason. That was not necessarily mine. Mine was more of the shortage and FOMO. But coming back, what I came to understanding, and that even deeper level this time, and what I was reflected, actually even wrote this down. Oh, that was actually quite big. So it was kind of related to the FOMO, that I want to have it, but I even wrote this because that hit me hard. So when I thought, what made me eating a lot, what used to, that compulsion that I used to have, that I should have this, that was not just FOMO. That was the belief that if I don't have this piece, if I don't get something, if I miss out on something, it feels that I'm not important. If everyone has it, or if it's there but I don't have my piece, if I don't have a part of that, the sun went out. It looks nice, yeah. That natural light. So it means that I'm not important. It's like, you know, when you go somewhere and they didn't leave you a piece of what they were eating, it feels like, oh, they forgot about me. I don't matter. So if I go somewhere and I don't have this, it means that I'm not important. I don't matter. So that piece of a cake or whatever it is represents my importance. And if you go even deeper, that without this piece, I don't even exist. So that piece of cake represents my importance. People considering me, that I'm also there, right? I'm also getting my piece. I'm also a part of this. And it even represents my existence in itself. So if I'm getting this piece, I exist. And that's huge. That's huge. So if I don't get this, I don't exist. And okay, that's getting a bit too much. I'm not sure if I can cover it. Yeah. So when we have this belief, and as long as we have this belief, it's impossible to stop ourselves from hoarding, from overeating, overindulging, because without this, I don't exist. Right. I'm in love with Melbourne. The weather changing every 5 seconds. So this piece of cake, this piece of food represents my importance, and it represents my existence. And it sits so deep inside somewhere at the back of our mind that it's even hard to pinpoint and realize. And only years after, since I got out of this cycle and fixed my eating disorder, only now I was able to realize how deep it actually, these roots were, which is crazy. And yeah, I'm not sure if you get this, but that was big. Like when I realized this, that was huge. And of course, if you want to break this and stop doing this, we need to break this connection between my importance, my existence, and food. So we need to detach this. Basically, this is what I'm always talk about. If this made sense to you and you understand what I try to say, just please leave thumbs up. Just leave me any reaction so that I'll feel that you got the idea and you resonated with what I was saying. But that's huge how sometimes things that are absolutely not even anyhow related to us personally can play such a big role in the way we feel about ourselves and how they define how we feel. And that's why sometimes we can't get rid of them, because they're so much more than just food, or so much more than just a cigarette, or so much more than just a person, so much more than just an object. We bring so much meaning to that. That's all for today. We'll see you in the next video.